Hello, how are you? How's it going? So, I just want to ask this question. Should everybody just own their own business? And I don't mean this to get to on anybody else's content. Should own their own businesses because I know we all just a lot of times we get on here and we just voice our own opinions. So I'm not trying to attack anybody else's content who's just voicing their own opinions, right? Because that's the only thing that we do on here. But I want to ask, should everybody just have their own business? Now, I'm going to say right now, where I am right now, I need to have my own business, but that's only because I've been working in a profession that I've been in. I've been doing it for 20 years. So right now, where I am, it's time for me to have my own business. But should every single person just have their own business? If everybody have their own business, who the heck is going to be the employee? See, I think the world has gotten so messed up because I get what it, let me just say, because I don't want to sound like I'm trying to criticize somebody. I get where they're getting that from. You don't want to have to depend on anybody. So I get the point in saying that. You don't want to depend on anybody because people are so doggone wishy-washy right now that you don't want to depend on anybody. So I get the point of them saying that. But at the same time, what you gonna do when you go in the grocery stores? What you gonna do when you go in restaurants? What you gonna do when you go in like different stores? You can't go to the mall. People work 9 to 5s. When you go to the mall, you see people who work 9 to 5s or 8 to 4:30 or whatever time. 9 to 5 is just something that's just a regular expression of saying 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. Okay. When you go to a restaurant, when you decide to go to a restaurant and have a good time, it's people who work 9 to 5s. So my thing is everybody just own their own business. Then there's nobody working at all. Nobody's working. So if you hire a contractor to build your house, he can't hire anybody else that's going to do the job that's going to work for him because everybody's just working for themselves. I don't understand how it's going to work. You see how that's not going to work? But like I say, I get where that's coming from because nowadays people just get laid off. Anything can happen. They lose their job and they lose everything. They don't get their benefits and all. They can work for 20-something years at the same company. All of a sudden get fired and don't get their benefits or nothing. So I see where that's coming from. The world is so wicked right now that there's such a lack of compassion right now that I can see why they say that. But my thing is, it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense for every single person just to have their own business. For every single person to have their own business, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, I just feel like talking about that really quickly. Some people could be just like 20, 21 years old, and I get that there's young people who have their own business. But there are some people who don't even have the wherewithal. They have to be good with money management. I'm going to be honest with you. You really need to be good with documentation. You really have to be kind of be an organized person or have somebody around you that will keep you organized. But it ain't nothing small to have a business. Even if you're just working for yourself, to me, it's not small. It's nothing small to have a business because you have an LLC and now you're paying different types of taxes. You really have to be kind of responsible. And if you're a person that don't have that type of mindset to be responsible yet because you're going through a lot in life and you're trying to get your head together, and you're trying to get your head straight just to get yourself, so let me just say, some people are struggling with such strongholds that it's hard to do something that requires so much organization and responsibility as a business. Some people just need to focus on getting themselves above water, and I'm talking about spiritually above water. And it's hard to do that when you're focusing on running a business, because I don't know, people get online. Like, you see this lady, what's her name, Stormy Wellington, and I get that maybe she's in a much better place now that she does have her own money. But I feel like she has to work hard. I get that she said that she making money in her sleep. Yes, she making money in her sleep, but at the same time, she still got to work hard to make sure she still make money in her sleep. It's like, it's not a time when you're just going to be able to relax and go by the beach and not do anything. You're going to have to work to make sure, and you're going to have the right mind. And everybody is not there at the same time. Everybody's not going to be there at the same time with everybody at the same time could just have their own business. But at the same time, I don't think everybody in the world should just have their own business. It doesn't make any sense to me. How are things going to move? Everybody in the world just have their own business and nobody's working for anybody? I don't see how that's going to work out. Let me tell you something, the only time that doesn't work in the world like this, for every single person to have their own business and there's no employees, that don't work in the world like this right here. I say it like this, that works in different realms. It works in different realms, like it was a realm where people were able to create whatever they want to, but then they were responsible for whatever they created. But people were able to use their imagination to create wherever they want to. Everything was for free. And so it worked like that because everybody is just enjoying their own creation. They don't have to worry about bills and all that stuff. And so, but everybody was able to go along freely. And I'm pretty sure people helped each other out. See, if things were, like I say, it just don't make any sense because number one, nobody's going to work for anybody. And the minute you need somebody else to come help you, and nobody's going to want to come work for you for free because things cost money. It don't work. It don't make sense to me for everybody just to have their own business. But anyway, I get what they were saying. Do 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 do. Do. Yeah. I just felt like talking about that really quickly. I got to head on off though, but I get the point though, because that's where I am right now. It's time to work for myself because when people decide to let you go, they require you to give them a 2 weeks notice. And sometimes they want you to give them a 30 days notice because it's hard to hire somebody in 2 weeks. But then they can get rid of you on the spot and don't give you time to look for anything. So I get the point of saying that because, like I said, the world is missing such compassion these days to the point where it is best for you to work for yourself, but that is not realistic. That's the point. It's not realistic for everybody just to go and have their own company. That's not realistic. It's not realistic for somebody to just get out of high school. Not every high school graduate to just get out of high school and all of a sudden have their own company at the age of 18, at the age of 21, 22. They're gonna start working for somebody else to understand how business works. Now me, I get where it's time for it. I should have my own business because I've been in this profession for about 20 years. So yeah, absolutely, I should have my own business. But I also say this: just because you work for somewhere for a number of years, you have to have the right mind, because it's a whole different set of paperwork. There's a whole different set of taxes, and you have to be kind of a responsible person. I mean, people talk about how just good it is to have your own business and how you're able to just set your own hours. But the thing is, you constantly have to make sure that money comes in, and it's not guaranteed pay because it's up to you. But at the same time, you only person that can let you down is you. Only person that can hurt you is you. So that's the good thing about it. But you have to. It's a whole different set of responsibilities. You might have to hire other different people to take care of things for you, because it might be too much for you to do for yourself, to take care of yourself. You're gonna have to bring other people in to do some stuff for you. It's not that simple, as opposed to when you work somewhere else. Somebody else did all the paperwork. You had HR, you had everybody else doing all the other paperwork, and you just had to focus on your job. When you have your own business, even if it's just for you, but you have a certain number of customers, that a lot of customers or whatever, it might be too much for one person to handle, and you might have to hire somebody to handle something else, hire other things for you. You have to have the right mind, to me. Even if you work 50 years, I don't think a business is for everybody. And I hate the idea that every single person have to just go in and have their own business. Because a business is not for everybody. The same way that school is not for everybody, a business is not for everybody. Even if they like 60 years old and they've been working 50 years, a business is not for everybody. And the way that because this world is so evil that you can't work for nobody, because companies don't care about their employees, that it's best to just be your own boss. Well, then if everybody just be their own boss, nobody's going to be working anywhere. All the grocery stores will be closed, all the restaurants will be closed, all of the parks, Disneyland won't be open. I don't go there anyway, but still, Six Flags will be closed, no fairs will be open. Like, everything will be closed because everybody just had their own company. There's no employees. There's nobody to clean the streets. There's nothing. Because everybody just have their own jobs. Who's working? Nobody. So the things that need to get fixed ain't going to get fixed because nobody's working for nobody. But anyway, I just feel like talking about that really quickly. That's it, and I will talk later.